So if you clicked on this video, you were curious about what I meant by saying the environment experiment. Now, you have to think for yourself about your current environment first. I made a couple videos on this subject already about how your environment dictates what kind of level of productivity, discipline, and growth you go through as a character. And today I wanted to expand and give you a little bit of a task, more or less, as to how you can change your environment and completely shake up the box in order to create a better, stronger, faster, more intelligent character. Now, to first understand and to execute this exercise properly, you need to understand your current environment. List out on a piece of paper, where do you live? What do you have available around you? Do you have coffee shops? Do you have gyms? Do you have hospitals? Do you have restaurants? Do you have libraries? Do you have what do you have? Do you have supermarket? Do you have market? What do you have at your immediate disposal in your current area? Okay. Now that you've made this list, you can do this mentally, or you can just take out a pen and paper, and just write everything down. Next, I want you to list out out of all of that big list of things, as many things as you can. List out all of the things that you do on a day-to-day basis, places you go, things you do there, and put everything into perspective. List everything out. Literally everything. All the places, what do you go to do there? What do you go and buy there? Who do you go and talk to there? If you go to school, maybe, class, or work, job, wherever it is, okay? Everything you do on a day-to-day basis. Just write everything down. Once you've got that list and you pinpointed where do you spend the most time, now I want you to ask yourself this one simple, singular question. Are these places something I 100% need to do? Or would they be a 100% need to go on a day-to-day basis? Or is there a way to put myself in a better quality environment than that? Why do you go there? And ask yourself, not only why do you go there, but is it there a better place to go? For example, you might be going to one small little niche coffee shop that you really like because there's not that many people there, there's not that many seats to sit down, and you can just go there and chill out because there's not that many people. So that way you can work on your computer, read a book, whatever you do, okay? And instead, you could go to a coffee shop where there's a lot of traffic, a lot of people that just go in, out, and that get their coffee or get their orders there. And I recommend testing this for a little bit. Going to that coffee shop that you found that has more traffic and actually trying to just go there for a week or two. See what kind of interesting things that you can observe in that environment. Just shake up the box by switching your comfort level. By going outside of your comfort zone, you are going to program your mind to analyze your environment more actively, to either either find threats or opportunities. So you're either going to find people that you don't really like, or the place you don't really like it, but you might meet some interesting people. I'll give you a little bit of an example from my own experience. I changed a lot of different coffee shops in the past couple months, and so far I've tested a lot of different ones in the city here, which is Auckland, New Zealand. And what I've noticed is that there's actually coffee shops that people go to, certain types of people that go there specifically to work on their laptop, or specifically to have a chat with their friend, or specifically to talk business. And so that is the type of coffee shop that I would rather go to, because that way I never know if I can meet somebody interesting, right? The point is, I don't put my headphones on, so that way I can listen to other people that are sitting next to me, and then I can hop in the conversation and be like, wait a minute, you're doing this? And then they start talking about it, and then they open up, and then I get some introductions done. So not only is that quite interesting, because you can meet some really interesting, valuable connections by doing this, but if you're a young man on your way up, like myself, you might find your future wife there. You might find a good girlfriend, or maybe like somebody to have fun with. Who knows? The whole point is, by putting yourself in the place where more foot traffic goes there, your likelihood of discovering, or how do you say this? I guess overcoming, or like not really overcoming, but like discovering or like coming across an opportunity increases, skyrockets, because you have this small percentage in the small coffee shops, right? By simply increasing the foot traffic, it just goes, and it just increases tenfold the likelihood of potential opportunities that might arise there for you. Now you have to be aware of them. You have to be on your feet. You have to be paying attention. But that's another game. What I want you to take out of this video is that your environment is dictating the amount of opportunities and the lifestyle that you live on a day-to-day basis. For example, there's a lot of different gyms in the city here, right? Obviously, it's a big city. So, to list out a few, there's a lot of niche gyms. There's a lot of common gyms. And there's one of the biggest gyms. It's called Les Mills, I think. And Les Mills targets a specific demographic of people, compared to something like City Fitness, for example. City Fitness, most of the time, you're not going to find anybody too out of the ordinary. Most ordinary people go to City Fitness, or 24-hour fitness, or whatever the fuck you want to call it. It's basically just a gym that is there for practical use. It doesn't cost that much money for the membership. It's very easy to go to. People go there just to get their workout done and then go home. But if you go to Les Mills, there's not only classes, the gym is fucking massive, and there's like shitloads of equipment, more than the other gyms. Why have they done this? Well, very simply, they are targeting, with not only their advertisement, but also the way they presented themselves online, is they're targeting a specific demographic of people, the young people that want to find a hookup or a date, or that want to find love somewhere. They're marketing towards those people. Because when you go there, there's three types of people. Either couples that are already together and flaunting their relationship to the other members of the gym, or there are young people trying to get fit or that are already fit, that are looking for relationships, or that are looking for fun, or that are looking for it's basically like a bar but for fit people. So like, instead of drinking, you work out. And so when I went there a couple times, I was like, this is not the environment for me, because all the people over there basically look like they want to treat each other like a piece of meat. Like they want to treat each other like pieces of things that they can just have fun with. They're not really looking for anything serious, which is on the other side what I'm looking for. So I will minimize my time within those kinds of environments because it's not productive. See what I mean? So instead, I go to another gym, which is a much more niche gym, which is fairly affordable, completely fine, and combines both pool, sauna, spa. There's a steam room as well, and there's also a gym upstairs. So it works perfectly for me because I do enjoy swimming as well. So there you go. But the point is, most of the same people go there, and there's not that many people that go to this gym. So you get to build those relationships with the people that go there on a day-to-day basis, and you never see completely different people all the time compared to Les Mills. Les Mills, you see like a bunch of people, and there's like hundreds of people going in and out, in and out, in and out, all throughout the day. So you don't really see, unless there may be somebody working at the front desk, you don't really see anybody that actually stands out. Like everybody just looks the same. And so by going to a more of a niche gym, I allowed myself to just like create those relationships with the people that go there on a day-to-day basis. If they go there at the same time, I go there at the same time every single day. So whenever they come in, let's say, oh, it's you. Like, and then I think I know from top of mind, I must know like 15 people now from the gym, just by just going there every single day and talking with people, right? So this is what I recommend. Now that you've made this list of different places that you have and that you go to and that you spend time in on your day-to-day basis, maybe it's the store because you need to buy food, maybe it's the gym, maybe it's the library, maybe it's, I don't know, coffee shop. My personal top 3 places are the coffee shop, gym, and then probably going for a walk at the park, which I quite like, going outside in nature. So there you have it. But obviously I'm always going to go to the fucking store. I need to buy food, all right? Now you need to ask yourself, is the time I'm spending in each of these environments actually productive or not? Like, if you are going to the store to buy food, to eat the food, you don't need to browse. You know what you want. You go in there, you chuck everything in the cart, and then you go out. Fast, 5-10 minutes, boom, boom. Okay? Unless you need to wait in the fucking queue, of course. Which is why they put a bunch of candy and a bunch of fucking chewing gum and a bunch of stuff that's easy to buy at the end of the fucking store, because those are the things that people want to impulse buy at the end. They're waiting around, they don't really fucking know, they're getting angry, they're getting pissed off, they're getting bored. Oh, sugar, boom, in the cart. So you need to be aware of how much time you spend in these different places, but you also need to be aware of what are the kinds of people that go to these places as well. It's like, for example, what I mentioned, the example between the 2 gyms, Les Mills and the gym I go to, for instance. But another example could be said about different suburbs. For example, I do enjoy going to a different part of the city because the suburb over there is completely different, and the types of people that live there are much more cozy, much more chill, much more laid back, much more the type of people that would be interested in having a nice conversation with. Like, not somebody who's stressed the fuck out, that's working a job fucking 60 hours a week or 45 hours a week, that doesn't know what the fuck to do, that is struggling. Like, these people are not struggling, okay? These people are either rich, either inheritors, or people that really couldn't give more of a fuck about working. So I go spend time over there because the atmosphere feels more attuned to what I'm looking for in terms of my future life. Like, I would like to build something very, very stable, very strong, with a good foundation, and be able to, from my hard work, create something for myself that allows me to raise my kids in a good, pristine environment. And that's the closest environment that I've found that actually looks like something that I want. So by putting myself a couple times a week over there at a completely different coffee shop, it allows me to think, okay, this is the kind of place I'm going to be in. These are the kinds of people that I'm going to spend time with. And now, you don't necessarily need to think about everything, every single little detail, but it does help. It does help a lot, because once you think about literally everything, what do you want your future environment to feel like? What do you want your future environment to look like? What do you want the people in that environment to be like? Then in that case, it becomes much easier to filter out the bad environments and to only focus on the good environments and only go there and spend time there, right? So, like, for instance, there's a couple of different stores across New Zealand, and one of the more expensive stores is because it's called Pharaoh's, and there's very good high quality food there because it's directly sourced from the producers or the local people. Like, they almost don't import, I'd say. Now, of course, there's a bunch of niche stuff that they do import, but all of the veggies, all of the fruits, all of the cheese, all of the meat, like, I'd say 90% of it, 99% of it is all organic, grown, like, healthy in New Zealand here, which is why it's more expensive, but it is worth more money. So that's why, like, people that make more money, they go there so they can distance themselves from the people who buy cheap food from an industrial place, right? Of course, it's more expensive, but that is because they have the means to afford it. So you need to think for yourself, okay, what am I willing to invest in? How much time, energy, and money can I invest into putting myself in the environments that I want to be a part of? If you want to become rich, you need to find an environment that benefits you in the long run. Like, for instance, if you're really poor and you don't have any connections and you don't know what to do, what I recommend is signing up to a job that gets you in touch with those rich people. Maybe working at a hotel, maybe like a 4 or 5 star hotel. Maybe it's working at a golf resort. Maybe it's working at a golf club, yeah. Or maybe it's like a boat club. Or maybe it's like you become a bartender at the yacht club. Or maybe you become a waiter or valet or whatever it may be, okay? You can put yourself in these places where money is there. Money is around you. And so you start to do a bunch of things. And by the simple fact of getting things done better than everybody else and giving these rich people treatment, they will respect you more. And then you might be able to start conversations with them, and then they might be able to talk to you about certain things, and then you might be able to introduce yourself to them and talk to them and have a chat with them and ask them, hey, could you help me do this? Or like, what would you think about this? Like, I've been doing this. What would you think? What kind of advice could you give me? What could I do? And you'll see that most of the time, by putting yourself in the right environment, you can change quite massively, quite significantly. So with that said, we're closing on the end of the video, so I appreciate every single one of you guys watching it to the end. And for the environment experiment, I want you to take some time to write down on a piece of paper everything that you're doing, the places, who are the people you're talking to, what does that look like, how much time you spend there, how much money you spend there, why, and then figure out if this is like your current use of your time. Is this a good idea, or is there something like you could do better, or like you could do in a different environment? And then pinpoint, where do you want to go, what environment do you want to be a part of, and then put yourself there deliberately. Like I mentioned, if you want to be close to rich people, you are going to want to work a job next to those rich people, so that way you're in their vicinity, you're in the environment, you change the environment. And with that said, like, comment, subscribe. Thank you guys so much for all the support and watching these videos. It does mean a lot to me when I see a couple viewers, a couple likes. With that said, it's a beautiful day. It's time to get back to work. So I see you in the next one. See ya.